been a while. It's been probably at least 2 weeks since I've even started it. I did grab a fancy little light that I was gonna hook up, and oh, doggy, that's really not too bad. Oh, this is me attempting to talk to potential people if I ever get around to uploading or editing or figuring out anything past the recording step. Oh man, I absolutely despise this. All-wheel drive malfunction, date and time, that's from battery, license plate, light. That doesn't smell good. Yeah, don't inhale exhaust fumes. I would use earbuds. Still haven't found the ones that I misplaced at the beginning of this month. Oh! Hey guys! Today is Sunday, May 26th. I was getting to thinking a little bit. I might actually try to edit this video and potentially upload it on the channel that I haven't even made yet. It'll kind of be a little introduction to kind of my whole idea that I'd like to do, and I'll record a little bit to maybe give a taste of other things that I've done so far this month and whatever else I've done. So on today's agenda, I have the BMW, which is my personal vehicle. It has kind of gotten to the point where it is fixable. By fixable, I mean check engine light is on for various reasons, and I need to get it inspected technically within 7 days, so 1 week is what I have. I can get a temporary inspection sticker, which was my original plan, but I kind of have another mode of transportation, so this has kind of just been sitting for a while. So I think I'm going to get it in the best condition that I can and make an attempt to sell it. I'll start off with vacuuming. I'll just do a generic kind of pick up the loose dirt and whatnot around. I also have like a little bit of a mess in the back seat. And I also currently over here, I have the shelving. Not the most high quality or whatever. But anyway, I took out a couple different things from the interior because I was going to do a vacuum leak test with a smoke machine, which is actually sitting over there. It's a Halloween fog machine. Long story short, that didn't work out, so since then this has not been a top priority, so it's kind of just been sitting. I'm probably going to put all of that stuff back. I don't need to worry about smoke testing it because I don't really think I'm going to buy anything to replace on this to try to get it fixed. So today I plan to vacuum. It'll probably be dark by then, and then I'll start throwing stuff in back under the hood. And I'd like to get it started and moved outside so I can actually use this nice tent shed. I still don't know the proper name for it, but I had actually built it in a time lapse that I recorded earlier on. But first, I will start with, I think doing an actual time lapse of kind of cleaning up this area and getting prepared to start vacuuming it out because I have the ability to do that, and I kind of like the idea of it, so I'll do that. Hope you guys enjoy what you're about to see. Let's get right into it. Alright, so in this little shed garage, whatnot, pretty much all I did was move the tarp that was kind of thrown in here on a windy day. Folded that up, put that right here. Hopefully that looked nice for you guys. But I have the vacuum right here. I'll grab an extension cord, plug it in, probably get to work right away. This is a little before shot. This is what we got. Footwell here, footwell there. I removed all the back seats. The back seats don't actually fold down, so yeah. While doing that, I found this little jumble here, as well as this is a little torn up into little pieces of potentially mouth-sized of a mouse, if I had to guess, but I have no idea. So I put a couple things back there. I think I'll start by rolling down the windows at least, because it is baking in there a bit. This footwell, I'll remove all this stuff, that footwell, maybe a little bit of the dash, not too much to get with a vacuum though, and then the trunk if I can. I got the keys, I'll roll down the windows right now. Hopefully that works out with no issues. It's been a while. It's been probably at least 2 weeks since I've even started it. The main reason for that is because I took apart the intake system, so it's gonna run a little funky if it runs at all. I'll grab the cord, set up the vacuum, and then get to it, I suppose. You know what? Nah. First, I'll leave this open. I do have a couple things to remove from that passenger footwell, so you can probably see just enough right there if I had to guess. Sounds good to me. I'll give you guys the keys. Old battery for a motorcycle that I've worked on. Repair manual for the bike that I worked on. I believe this is my old mass airflow sensor to this car. A couple recording things that I've never used. And I'll throw these. These are interior pieces because I can't open my trunk because a little plastic bit snapped off. And when I say trunk, I totally mean the hood. I cannot pop my hood. And that's why it's currently popped up a little bit, so I don't have to deal with all that. I'll worry about those gloves later. That's just about everything. So I'll grab the vacuum. As you can see, I'm already getting a little sweaty. It is very hot and humid, even though the sun is down just about. Okie dokie. First off, I've set up a fan to get a little airflow. I've got my vacuum over here with the extension cord. I've got my ear protection, hearing protection, might I say. I would use earbuds. Still haven't found the ones that I misplaced at the beginning of this month, so this will have to do. I'll start in the driver area and then try to reach over to the passenger area. I'm now seeing something else that I also didn't pull out, but I think I'm just going to do another time lapse rather than try to talk. Actually, first off, this is almost a note for myself that I might leave in. Yesterday, the 25th, because I think I said earlier today that it was the 26th, I went on the longest motorcycle bike ride, I wanted to call it bike ride, but I figured I'd clarify, that I have ever been on. I left the house around 11 and didn't get back until almost 5 p.m. Granted, we did take a little break in the middle and had a couple gas stops, but I went with one buddy who has been riding for a much longer time than I have, and it was a great time. Beautiful views. I wanted to record it, but I figured obviously the battery for this wouldn't last long enough, so I'd only get like the first good portion of it and I'd miss out on a lot, but it was a great time. I kind of wish I did record it, at least maybe like a time lapse or something like that, but I'm still playing around with things. It's not like I can't just go on another trip and do something like that. But yeah, had a good past couple days of enjoying myself, but I haven't been too productive. I do have some projects I'd like to work on, this being one of them. Again, not at the top of the priority list, but it is kind of dark out and I do need to, I don't need to, but I'd really like to do something. So yeah, I'll set up another time lapse, I suppose, and hopefully next time I talk to you guys, I'm all done. Vacuum is completely empty. I guess I'll show you a before shot, why not? I've done it a couple times. They're completely empty, I just checked. If I remember, I will get an after shot of what the vacuum looks like after cleaning this all out. Enjoy. Alright, so I did the basics for the vacuuming. So the front seat was not moving, and I currently can't really start the car because I don't want to mess anything up. So I think now that the sun's down as well, I'm just going to skip to trying to put the intake stuff back together. It shouldn't be too complicated. The only thing I'm worried about is there's one hose clamp that is very hard to get to tighten, and I think it honestly could have been a potential reason for my check engine light causing a vacuum leak. But I will do my best. If it doesn't work out, I'm totally fine cutting it short today and picking this up again tomorrow. But I would like to get it roughly back together so I can try to start the car to see if it even starts. The battery might be dead enough where it doesn't even turn over, but we'll see. I did grab a light. This is what I wanted to show. Opening the hood. I think that's a reference to Raymond's Repairs. don't know, guy I found on YouTube. I like, opening the hood. Anyway, hood is now open. I did grab a fancy little light that I was gonna hook up, and okay, that's really not too bad. I bet I can align this a little bit better with one of the holes that are here. This is an old-fashioned real light, not one of those fake LEDs. So it's definitely gonna get really hot, and I hope I don't accidentally bump into it, especially not with my head. So, first off, little intake thingy-majig goes here on the throttle body, and as you can see, it's quite a tight area. That's gonna be, yeah, I believe that's first. Here we are. I don't remember what this little funky thing is, but it's kind of a pain. So yeah, you can see there's a little bit of like warpage, but I don't think that would be enough to cause a vacuum leak, but for all I know, that could be exactly what it is. So this is step one. Throw this on just like that. Limbo under this wire. And I want to try to get this in a good spot to actually tighten it down properly. But it wants me to put it right here where there's a little slotted section. I might actually loosen it just a little bit more and see if I can flip it around, because that might make it all the world easier getting off next time. So this was previously on this way, so I want to move it and put it on this way to see if this is helpful at all. Alright, I was just confirming that it's recording in the right mode and that I'm not still doing a time lapse where it doesn't record audio. And I'm just not only talking to myself, but not recording me talking to myself, so I actually am a little bit crazy. At least this is me attempting to talk to potential people if I ever get around to uploading or editing or figuring out anything past the recording step. Your battery is also low, so I might stop working on things if the battery dies, because I don't really want to switch over to the GoPro, and again, none of this is urgent. It's just a late night little project. Oh yes, I think I remember exactly why I didn't end up spinning it around that way, because that goes directly into where the engine sits. Oh man, I absolutely despise this. A little sideways action here. Oh yeah. Oh! Stay like you were, that was so good. Haha. Okay, now the cord's only completely in my way, no problem. What is a good spot I can put that in? I don't think that a good spot actually exists at all. So this is a 6mm. I'm gonna look to see if I have anything that's really tiny and short that maybe I can fit in at a different angle that's not upside down. Alright, here's what I got. I found a short 6mm next to a little swivel boy, and I got a little bendy extension that's hopefully a decent size on my ratchet that actually ratchets and doesn't just, you know. Anyway, okay, we want this in righty-tighty mode. That's how I do it. That's lefty-loosey mode. Turn the little really old and crunchy thingy. That's in righty-tighty mode. Now, is it even... Maybe I do need the longer extension. Wow, hang on. Alright, this kind of sucky part, this is my only other option for an extension that I know of, I believe. Okay, see if it reaches. I am starting to have doubts. Ooh. So I can touch it, but I don't think I can actually line up properly on it. What else could I potentially try? I can also use a screwdriver, but what can I get that's like a 90-degree angle that is super short? Help me out, guys. Or potentially, oh, chill. If I rotate it just enough, Is it on all the way around? It looks to be the case. Okay, it's now the next day of working on the Beamer. I kind of just packed things up last night. It was getting a little late. The solution to getting this on here, I ended up swapping the hose clamps because they were, this one that was on that back one was a lot tighter and harder to move. It's also raining, so it might be a little loud, but basically ended up flipping it around again and tightening it with this little spring joint. Got that on there pretty good. Just threw this on. It was another hose clamp. I'm going to tighten that down. Plugged in the mass airflow sensor and put on my 2 clips here. There is a third one, but I assume it fell out sometime while driving. So easy peasy. I'll tighten this one up. And this should be good to start if it actually starts. By that I mean if the battery is not dead and something else catastrophic didn't go wrong with this engine. Yeah, because all these parts are just cabin air filters and whatnot up top, which shouldn't hinder driving whatsoever. Oh man. I'll get this out of the way. I'll crank the key, or I should say push the start button. And we'll see if it runs. As I suspected, battery seems to be dead, so I'm going to try to grab a jumper pack. It was in my trunk. No battery in the front, so I have a little positive area here. This is what I normally use for negative. It's charging. Ooh, I heard a little ding. I'll let it go for a little bit, hopefully, so I don't waste the battery on this. Let's see. I don't know if the battery's just really dead, but normally it'll at least make a noise as if the starter's trying to start. But now it just makes a buzzing noise. I also don't think I hear the fuel pump when I open a door, which I did hear.
Try it.
I think yesterday. So
sounds like it's almost trying. Put the charger on it.
Yeah.
Start out with a trickle charge.
I almost tried to start it without you guys.
Give it a try.
I'll let it run for a little bit and then I'll put it back on the charger. Not too bad. The fan's on. The idle sounds pretty good. Oh, idle's getting a little lower. Let's see what we got on the interior. All-wheel drive malfunction. That normally happens when the battery dies, but that was happening a couple times previously. Check engine light, still on, of course. But for all I know, all of these things have a chance of shutting off if I start driving it around and it does its little 100-mile reset. But I'm sure potentially in a second here we'll see the revs drop, and sure enough we'll find out that there's still a problem. I didn't actually replace or fix anything. The only thing I did do is potentially have a better seal on the intake hose that goes directly onto the throttle body. All-wheel drive malfunction, date and time, that's from battery, license plate, light. I'll take a look at that because I did replace that. Tire pressure, can't reset that on here because it's a different radio. I can tell you about that later if you want. SOS call, that's I believe also because of the battery. Adaptive headlamps is the issue that I've had for the longest time. Okay, well, looks like the list doesn't go on any longer. I'll let it idle here for a bit. I will check the one light in the rear. Neither is on. That doesn't smell good. Yeah, don't inhale exhaust fumes. I do have my lights completely shut off, so let's try automatic mode. Yeah, the lights are on, they're just not both the same. How do the headlights look? Ah, ugly as usual. I am going to shut this off. Honestly, I'll show you this one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to move this seat back and then put those floor mats up in the front here since I was vacuuming, and that's pretty much done now. Don't mind me, I'm sure this is a funny looking angle. That seems to be pretty much all the way back. Oh, those are back there. Maybe I won't show you guys me putting that in. Okay, I'll honestly put you right in the center here, and I'll grab those from the rear. Screwdriver. Put the driver one in first. Definitely got a little bit more dirt in there, but oh well, I don't really care. The driver one is in. Same on the passenger side. Okay, easy now, don't hit the camera or any of these wires. Throw this in there, get it on those little clamp things on the bottom. Yep, we're starting to get that idle pulsing that I am very accustomed to with this vehicle. So if I had to guess, nothing is fixed. Honestly, it doesn't look that bad, but I'm sure it'll get worse as the engine warms up as it normally does. Headlamp, that, tire pressure, license plate. Doesn't actually have a reset button. Those will all shut off eventually once they figure themselves out. Yeah, the rest of it seems good. The selector is terrible as usual. Okay, I have not pressed down once, and it has now selected it 3 times. Okay, cool, good enough. Alright, some time has passed. The Beamer has been charging just about this whole time. Trickle charging, of course. I was planning on just moving it out to the front yard. It might be a good spot to leave it, maybe even with a for sale sign. But now I'm starting to think the battery hasn't made much progress charging at this rate, and I don't want to leave it out here for forever, so I might actually go for a little drive. Probably not too far, especially if this thing dies. I'll pack my jumper pack and I guess just take it for a little spin, see how things go. A couple other things that I've done. Let's see here. I emptied out the oil that was in the pink container. Put the empty one here. I filled everything else here. We have this new shelving. We kind of just threw some things on it for now, but I'd like to organize it later on. And then just clearing out whatever else that was in this little tent area, because hopefully we'll be putting more things in here that make sense to be in here. I did vacuum out the trunk and removed pretty much all of my stuff from it. So now it's nice and clean in here, pretty good. I didn't really feel like recording it because it wasn't too special. I'll grab the charger, which might be dead, so I might have to find another one. Start this thing up again, disconnect it, throw this stuff in the garage for now, and when I get back, I'll just park it out there. So, yeah, that's the little update. I don't think I'll record myself on the drive. I don't plan on doing anything fun or special or going anywhere. Oh, one thing. I wanted to show the vacuum after vacuuming. I haven't looked myself. I don't know how much is going to be in here. Probably not too much. Oh yeah, it's pretty much the whole rat's nest, whatever you want to call that, mouse nest. That looked to be about it. Oh no, all my wires are in the way now. Get out of there! Okay, I'll have to deal with that off camera. But that's about it. Yeah.